Welcome back to Macalava. Season 2 of Stranger Things didn't just expand the world, it deepened the heart. The monsters got bigger. The Upside Down grew darker, but the characters, they grew stronger. This season wasn't about surviving, it was about healing. It was about becoming who you're meant to be. Will Byers finally returned home, but he wasn't free. The shadow monster had its grip on him. Possession wasn't just physical. It twisted his mind, blurred reality, and tested everyone around him. But Will didn't give in. His strength wasn't loud. It was silent and steady. He fought from the inside. He showed that trauma doesn't mean weakness. It means survival. Mike Wheeler struggled with Eleven's absence. His pain turned to anger. He pulled away from the group, but that distance wasn't hate. It was heartbreak. He still led, still believed, but grief sat in his eyes. And when 11 returned, that spark came back. Their connection was deeper, real. Mike showed us that even leaders feel lost sometimes. 11 began her journey alone, isolated, hidden in a cabin with Hopper, learning to live in the quiet. But she needed more. She needed truth. Her search led to Chicago, to Kalia, girl with powers like hers, a sister in pain. 11 saw another path, revenge, rebellion, rage, but she chose love. She returned to Hawkins, not just as a girl with powers, but as a protector, a daughter, and a friend. Jim Hopper became a father figure this season. He tried to shield 11 from the world, but love isn't control, it's trust. Hopper had to learn how to be vulnerable again, how to open his heart without losing it. His bond with 11 became one of the most emotional cores of the story. From grunts and door slams to heartfelt notes, Hopper became something he never thought he could be. Joyce Byers found love with Bob Newby, a gentle, goofy man who brought light back into her life. Bob believed in her, in the kids, in the impossible. He wasn't just comic relief. He was courage wrapped in khakis and smiles. His death hurt because we believed in him too. Joyce carried on, broken again, but never beaten. Jonathan Byers grew closer to Nancy, and together, they became truth seekers. No longer outsiders, they confronted the lab, exposed the lies, and turned their pain into power. Jonathan didn't need flashy moments. His growth came in his quiet strength, in his loyalty, in showing Nancy she wasn't alone. Nancy Wheeler was done pretending. Her grief over Barb turned to action. She didn't forget. She didn't move on. She fought back. Nancy's transformation in Season 2 made her a force. She didn't wait for justice. She chased it. She helped tear the system down with truth and tape recorders. Steve Harrington became everyone's favorite babysitter. His heart cracked open. His ego fell apart, and in its place grew someone brave, selfless, and protective. He took on death. He held back tears. He gave Dustin advice on girls. Steve didn't need to win Nancy back. He needed to find himself, and he did. Dustin Henderson found a creature and named it Dart. He thought it was special. It turned out to be deadly. That moment of heartbreak taught Dustin a lesson about trust, about instincts, about letting go. But Dustin never lost his charm or his courage. He stood tall when it mattered. Lucas Sinclair stepped into the spotlight more in Season 2. He opened up, showed his heart, and found something rare: connection with Max Mayfield, the new girl. Lucas grew into a protector, a boy who led with action. His bond with Max was honest, awkward, and real. Max Mayfield brought fire to the group, skating into Hawkins with sarcasm, strength, and scars. Her brother Billy Hargrove brought chaos, abusive, cruel, unpredictable. But Max didn't break. She stood up to him. She carved her own place in the group. She was never just the new girl. She became family. Billy Hargrove was the human monster of the season, loud, violent, toxic. He didn't need powers to be terrifying, but underneath the hate was fear, pain. We caught a glimpse of the damage that shaped him. It didn't excuse him, but it explained him. Kali, aka 8, was a doorway into a wider world. Her powers weren't just mental illusions, they reflected inner turmoil. She showed 11 a darker path, but she also gave her answers, closure, a sense of choice. Kali made 11 stronger not through violence, but through vision. Even characters like Mr. Clark and Karen Wheeler kept the world grounded. Teachers, parents, faces of normalcy in a town that was far from normal. They reminded us that behind every hero is someone who helps quietly. Season 2 of Stranger Things gave us pain, power, and purpose. It showed us that healing is messy, that friendships change, that grief lingers. But it also showed us that love holds, that growth happens, that light finds a way back, even through gates to the upside down. We don't just watch these moments, we feel them. Season 2 wasn't just a sequel. It was a deeper dive into the hearts that carried the story, and we loved every beat of it.